Hello, one and all. I'm your host, Lorelli, and this is my channel, Mega Publix, and today we're looking at our multiplayer game. We're between sessions 1 and 2. I'm playing as Burgundy, and I'm just going to kind of give you the lowdown, quick little summary of what's happened. So far, I have been attempting to help nation build Sweden a little bit. Mostly because I feel as though I want more allies in the long run. I feel as though that's a very important thing to me. We ended up having a little mistake where he didn't read the, what was that? The aggressive expansion that I would get if I took, Bremen correctly. I don't even know why I said yes. I don't know if you go back to the original recording, there's a lot of hesitation in my voice, and I'm just sort of wishy-washy on it, and for whatever reason I end up saying yes. Because of it, I have this immediate massive coalition war with pretty much all the HRE moving up against me, and I end up losing Brenda and Holland as vassals. I lose Liege. I think I lose Tyr, as well as a bunch of other territory. I was actually bigger than this, and I felt bigger too. So, let's talk about our immediate plan first, which is to wait until I'm out of Regency Council, and until these truces expire, which, hey look, happen to be the same time, and then, or the same year at the very least, and then my plan is to start taking back land. Also, very, very soon we'll be able to absorb Flanders. Only a mere 4 years. That is going to be awesome. That's quite a bit more development for us. That's almost 60 develop. That's more than 60 development. 50, essentially, for all intents and purposes. That's like 70 development right there in those 3 provinces. Let's talk let's talk long-term future. Do I want to become the Netherlands? The answer to that is maybe. Alright, here's why I say maybe. So, when I was sitting down, I originally thought that it was based off the Burgundian culture. What goes into France? I was sorely and clearly mistaken. It's based off the French region. Let's look at the French region for those of you who aren't familiar. See all that stuff in red? He gets all of that. I've essentially conquered territory for him if I convert to the Dutch. And that's almost all my development. With the exception of maybe a good 50 development. So do I feel like giving him 150 development? France, that is. No, I don't. Not unless, and I know he's going to be listening to this later on. So I should phrase my words more carefully. Not unless either A, he ends up giving me some good deals for the land. That also has to go hand in hand with me taking more Dutch stuff. Alternatively, he could attack me and put me into a position where I have to become the Dutch. That's another possibility. Or the Dutch become so close to rebelling and so constant in their rebellions that it's gonna damage my country to hold on to it forever. Now, I was looking at the events. Unfortunately, Burgundy doesn't get very many good events. The Dutch get a huge number of events. In fact, when I say Burgundy doesn't get that many good special events, it gets none. Some of the events that it gets, however, involve owning Dutch countries and giving them a stronger desire to rebel, which is stupid. I think there should be room for the idea of Burgundy actually like spreading its wings and becoming powerful in its own independent right. I feel like there should be events for uniting Upper and Lower Burgundy, which is essentially what I've done short of Metz. I feel like there should be a bunch of special events along with it. But instead, no, we have a choice. So let's focus on the now. Let's not focus on the what could be or what should be. And that choice is a while from now. Most of those events that pop up that are special to Burgundy, the Netherlands also has its very own. The Dutch also have their very own events that are based off whoever holds them that breed rebellion in the Netherlands. So I've got to be careful about that. The special ones for Burgundy that I read are all dependent on the Dutch provinces being Protestant. So, while we're Burgundy, we're going to avoid Protestantism like the plague. I don't know if that counts for Reformed as well. So, until we're in a position where we're forced into the Netherlands, we are Catholic all the way. I was debating it earlier because I think I actually enjoy being Catholic in this game. I think there's just something cool about it, especially considering Protestants get all these cool buffs. That's not to say that Catholics don't get cool buffs. In fact, when the Reformation happens, I believe the Catholic nations, the bigger ones, like start getting more cardinals. I don't know. I might be wrong because there's less people soaking up the cardinal spots, which means more papal influence, which means more of these beautiful things. And if I never had to pay administrative points for stability again, where is it? I would just be ecstatic. Here it is, yeah. 100 for one stability. That right now is like one stability almost every 50 years. If the Pope didn't hate us, it would be more. More stability, not more years. Let's talk what other people are doing, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so Castile has not had a royal marriage or alliance with Aragon. I think they might be trying to take it by force, or I think in return for... This is only a theory. A game! No. Anyway, I think what Castile is trying to do right now is trying to negotiate with France because France has been helping it stay stable a lot. And I can't help but notice that down here, France has some of Aragon's holdings, and I think France is very interested in Italy. They've royal marriage and allied Savoy. I have done the same. But who knows what'll happen with that. And I think they eventually plan on moving on. They may have royal marriage and allied Naples as well. I think they did. The other thing is we've got the Knights who have expanded into Greece. With the help of France as well. Everything happens with France. Like, France is the center of the world right now. I was actually talking to him earlier, and he said that he felt we needed more players in Europe, because for some reason he was feeling isolated. I don't think he's isolated at all. I think he is the center of the goddamn world. Let's talk about J-Rock here for a second. Bohemia is... I'm not 100% sure what Bohemia is doing, but let's look. Royal marriages with Poland, Brandenburg, and Tyrol. I don't know if I want them to become emperor yet. I want to take more out of the empire before there's a strong emperor. And I think Hesse is still in the lead. It is. He's got to get them to like. Oh, Bohemia's got to get everybody else to like Bohemia. Because, I mean, if there's any hope for the empire right now, it's Bohemia. Or maybe Brandenburg. Bohemia doesn't look like it's got a lot of guys right now. That said, I'd really like to reckon a Cologne first, before any sort of real emperor is elected besides Hesse. Is there anything else that I need to talk about? Sweden owes me. Sweden owes me Norway, which is going to help in my eventual colonial aspirations. I don't know why he doesn't want it himself, but at this point, I feel like he owes me so much that if I asked him for his left hand, he should probably give it to me. And then the Timurids over here, I can't see what he's doing, and I'm not going to jump into somebody else's country to look around without permission. But I just sort of imagine him being completely and totally out of control. And then Prince Ali said that he's going to be joining next game as Chernigrav? Question of the day, how do you pronounce that? Chernigrav? And that should be interesting. I'm excited to see how that turns out. Is there anything else special? I think that's everything. Eventually I'm going to have to prepare for a war with England, and I might need France's help in that. Again, everything revolves around France right now. At the same time, I don't want to just have me owe him, because if I owe him, that sort of starts to force my hand in becoming the Netherlands. Again, the reason that I don't want to become the Netherlands are freaking fantastic, but the reason I don't want to become the Netherlands right off the bat is just losing all this territory, and I feel like the Netherlands are supposed to be a last resort for Burgundy. Like, I feel like that's why that decision is there, just as a last resort, because they're in between the Empire and France is really disinterested in me right now, and the Empire is not going to be able to fight back until Hesse is unelected. So I just mostly got lucky, which is good, but I still feel like there should be some huge reward for being a strong Burgundy. Anyway, that's all we have time for. Remember to be a hero to the Mega Republic by liking and subscribing, and as always, I will see you next time.